Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, the head coach of your Rancho Christian Eagles and Sunbelt League champions, William Lowe. And Coach Lowe, man, congrats on the league championship going up against a Hemet team that was undefeated at the time. You guys win it in dramatic fashion. What are some of the memories that you're going to recall about that game when you look back at that one?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, Pep. Really, it was a tale of two halves. First half, we're down 28-7. We had some unfortunate turnovers. Some bounces didn't go our way. And to Hemet's credit, they made plays. They came out, made some plays early, jumped on us. So we went in the locker room at halftime, kind of regrouped a little bit, took a deep breath, told our kids just go out second half, play one play at a time, don't look at the scoreboard. And we knew we couldn't make it all up in one play, so we told them to keep playing. And high school is such a game of momentum. And when you get momentum on your side, good things tend to happen. And a lot of good things happened for us there in the second half.
Yeah, any way you slice it, I mean, the comeback, the game-winning field goal, it was all dramatic. How good did it feel at the end of that game to win that Sunbelt League title?
I mean, really, I was just extremely happy for our kids. They put in a lot of work, especially the seniors. This is only my third year at the school, but some of those seniors were freshmen that went 2-8, and just to see them be able to have that success and develop a winning culture and winning program at the school, I was just really extremely happy and proud of our kids.
All right, Coach, so let's talk a little playoffs as well. I've covered high school football for a long, long time, and I firmly believe the CIF Southern Section has a sense of humor a little bit. And I see some of these first round, even potential second round matchups are very intriguing. A lot of good storylines. And when I saw your bracket come out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think, Division 8, oh my gosh, they've got Rancho Christian and Hemet, same place at Hemet High School, playing each other for the second straight week. It's happened before, not all the time, but, what did you think when you saw the brackets come out?
Well, funny story, we were talking about on the bus ride home. Because we knew going into the game, we were one of the top seeds in Division 9 on Cal Prep's projection. And him was in the middle of 7. And on the bus ride home, we're like, hey, guys, don't be surprised if we're back here next week. Because, us winning, I knew it would bump us up. I knew they would bump down. So we really kind of, had that in our mind Friday that it could happen.
So do you think it's, I don't want to say easier, but are there more challenges having to see the same team? Usually when you see the same team twice in one season, it's weeks apart, not back-to-back, Friday nights.
Right. Yeah, this will actually be our fourth time playing Hemet in 2 years. Last year we played him in league and we played him first round of the playoffs, and then this year in league last week and then next Friday. So I think you get some familiarity with the teams, and it really comes down to adjustments, who can make some adjustments, and you got 7 days to do it.
Coach, I'm not trying to, have you be the CIF official and break down how they do all this stuff, but there were several scenarios where you look at a league and the league champion has to play on the road, but a second or third place team in the same division has to go on the road. You know what I mean? Like the champion goes on the road, the second or third place team has to, get a home game in that first round. So were you surprised that, I don't know the rankings, I'm not trying to have you break down the algorithm or the equation that they use, but were you kind of surprised like, oh my gosh, we won the league title, but we have to go back to them?
Honestly, no. We know that's how it falls sometimes, and we're just happy to be playing in the playoffs, so we don't really put a lot of stock in that. We don't mind home and away. I actually prefer playing away sometimes, just to get away from the distractions of home and stuff. So, no, that didn't bother us at all. I understand, CIF, I've only been out in California 3 years, so I understand kind of, how the Cal Preps ranking works and how they do the playoff system. So we weren't bothered by it. And with the competitive equity that they do now for the playoffs, you got to play everybody anyways, and everybody's going to be evenly matched, and it's going to be close games. So, it's just kind of where the chips fell. So yeah, we were fine with it.
Yeah, at least in my opinion, just my opinion, I think if you win a league championship, you should at least get one home game to start the playoffs at the very least. And I'll get off my soapbox. That's my opinion. I know the playoff, the formatting, it's not perfect. They do a lot of good things, but I know it's not perfect. But anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. Coach, let me ask you about the quarterback receiver duo, Emiliano Villarreal, your QB, and Cameron Jones. We saw them several times on Riverside TV. We had highlights on the Friday Night Pep Rally. You know, that QB receiver duo, I think they stack up with anybody in the IE that we've seen on the show for highlights. What do they mean to the program to have guys like that offensively that can any play could be a home run?
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely added to you know, our arsenal of players. You know, we started out the first 5 weeks of the year and we had the leading rusher in California,
Yeah.
and Will Ford. So um, you know, we did get some guys eligible, Cam and Emiliano, and it helped a ton. You know, it kind of gave us a different look going into league. Our five non-league games, we were very run heavy. We were a run heavy team. And so it did change up a lot of things, but I also feel that we're still growing as a team. You know, those guys as a whole have only been with our team half the year. So we're still growing each week and trying to get better and trying to use them in the right way and use the rest of our guys and the weapons that we have. So it's definitely been a bonus. I mean, good players make good coaches. So, I mean, anybody will tell you that. So it's definitely been very helpful to our team. And more than anything, they're great kids, you know, extremely good kids and hard workers and tough players.
Well, Coach, that's a perfect segue into my next question because I was going to ask you about, you know, the type of football that you guys are playing this time of the year. Do you feel like, you know, it's kind of a sports cliche, but that you're peaking at the right time, like you guys are still trending up and getting better as you go into the playoffs? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've been pretty free from injury, which is huge in high school football. Especially a school our size. We don't have a lot of players, you know. We only have about 250 kids in the high school. You know, we only travel about 40 kids. So keeping everybody healthy has been a huge plus or bonus for us, you know. We played a very good Hillcrest team who had some injuries. You just never know in high school football who's going to be healthy at the end of the year, and teams that are healthy usually have a leg up. So we've been really blessed to stay healthy.
And Coach, I wanted to ask you about the Sun Belt League. We like to call it the Fun Belt League on the Friday Night Pep Rally show because, I mean, there were so many great teams. At least going into league, we felt like it was going to be wide open, that every team felt like they had a chance to maybe win it or at least finish, you know, in a playoff position. Talk about just the competitiveness of the league because every single game seemed to be a battle.
Yeah, and honestly, it is top to bottom. It's the most competitive league I've ever coached in. I mean, we were very fortunate to go 5-0. But if you look at all of our scores, we you know we could have easily went 0-5 or 3-2 or 2-3. It's testament to our kids and their you know ability to pull out some close games. But competitive wise, it's a great league. I think if you ask any of the coaches in our league, everybody enjoys it because every week you got to bring your A game. You got a game plan. Every team's got players. Everybody's got some really skillful kids, and it's a well coached league. Every team in our league is well coached. They're disciplined. They play hard. So it is a grind of a league, but I think it gets everybody prepared for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All right, Coach, let's end it like this. Speaking of playoffs, again, you guys are going to see Hemet on the road Friday
Right.
night, Bulldogs and Eagles, part two.
Yep.
What do you think are the keys to victory on Friday night to advance to the quarterfinals?
I think the keys to the victory, if you go back to our first game, turnovers hurt both teams. So it's going to be whoever can eliminate turnovers and whoever can execute. You know, at the end of the day, um, you know, it's high school football. It's 15 to 18-year-old kids, and you know, week to week, people are going to make plays. Bad things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen. Which I think the teams are really evenly matched. So just whatever team can execute and kids can make plays.
All right, Coach. Sorry, I got one more follow up because I
Yeah,
forgot to ask you about Lola Carson and
yeah.
kicking the game winning field goal. You know, what's her story? I mean, a soccer player? Like, what's her background?
Right. So she is a soccer player. I have a daughter who's a senior and plays soccer. And so I would go to a lot of the girls' soccer games last year. And Lola Carson was a sophomore goalie last year. And, you know, she would do goalie kicks and kick it out. I think that's what you call it in soccer, but
Goal kicks, yeah.
she'd kick it out from the goal and it'd go clear past midfield easily. And I'm like, geez, we got to get this girl on the football field because we are a small school. So we got to kind of get kids where we can get them and fit them in. And so I asked her if she'd be interested in kicking. She's a tough kid. And so she's like, absolutely. So it actually started last spring after girls soccer season. I got her out on the field with some of the football kids. She started kicking and really just bought into it. And she's actually really good at it. And so, being her first year, we were kind of taking it slow. And we told her, hey, sometime this year, we're going to count on you to win a game. And she's just a very positive kid. And she was like, I got it, coach. And so, we ran her out there and we kind of played for the field goal at the end of the game. We ran her out there and she wasn't nervous at all. And kicked it right down the middle. And so that's what I was talking about. I'm extremely happy for kids when they buy in and they put the work in and then it works out for them. It's really fun to see.
Coach, how far was that field goal?
30 yards, right at 30 yards. Yeah, we
Nice.
placed it right at the 20-yard line. And we knew that was that's right in her range. So it got on the left hash for her and she knocked it through.
And coach, I don't have your season stats in front of me, but how many field goals did you guys kick all season long? Was she out there quite a bit?
No, she wasn't. I think that was maybe her third field goal of the year.
Okay.
That was her farthest kick of the year. She's been good on extra points though, so I mean we were confident in sending her out on the field.
That's awesome. What a great story with the league title on the line.
Right,
Huge win
right, yeah,
for Rancho Christian, 31-28. We get the sequel with him and Rancho Christian coming up in the Division 8 opening round. Coach Lowe, thank you so much for the time. I'm glad we finally got a chance to
right,
do this.
right.
Congrats on the league championship.
No, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate what you guys do.
You got it. That is Coach Lowe from Rancho Christian here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports.